What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to FBA Capital. And today I'm going to be showing you guys another daily range case study on none other than Nas100. And with that being said, we're going to get right on into the daily range case study. So today is October 12th, Wednesday, and we're going to be doing the daily range case study. Today is not Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday's deal. I was looking right over here on Wednesday. My fault, guys. But it's Tuesday, October 11th. So what we're going to do is we're basically just going to mark the previous day's highs and previous day's low from the previous day, which is going to be Monday, October 10th, which was Christopher Columbus Day. And you could tell just from how the range was. So we had the previous day's high, and we got the previous day's low. As you can see, it was a bearish day considering the fact that we did run the previous day's low and the previous day's high is still intact. So that just shows us that more than likely price was bearish for the most of this day, and it was more than likely going to remain bearish for potentially the rest of the week, considering we've had multiple down days with no showing to the upside that we want to go higher. So first thing I want you guys to notice is after price ran this high, this Asian session high, at what happened with price, and look at how price just dropped. I also want you to pay attention to this high right here after we ran this London session high right there, because both of these led to a drop in price. Even though they both happened after each other, it's still good to know why price did this. So for starters, I want you guys to pay attention to this high, this high, this low, and this low. 4 major points, and we're going to get into them and why. So why is this one important? So for one, this is the move that ran the Asian session high and also traded into this fair value gap right here on the 15-minute time frame. Boom. I'm actually going to do it just with this so I don't get confused. I don't want to have too many boxes. So you can see price tapped into this 15 minutes fair value gap at 8:30 after clearing the Asian session low, and also not the Asian session low, the Asian session 50% right here. We tapped into Asian sessions 50%. We tapped into the 15-minute fair value gap at 8:30 after running the London session high, and that is what led us to then have this drop in price that ended up running below, clearing the previous days. Well, we didn't clear the previous days low at that time, but we ran these short-term lows that were created during London session. We're down. Keep clicking the wrong button. I'm trying to make a line right now. Right here, we had these short-term lows right here that eventually got targeted by price. So now let's annotate this high up here. So like I said, we had at 8:30 a.m. Let's see. And also, I almost forgot another confirmation. We're going to be pulling a fib from that previous day's low, the previous day's high, to this current day low, which is right here. We're going to change the fib settings. As you can see, it wasn't any of the main three. Check the 30.20%, and boom, you see another confirmation there. And if you don't know where I drew the fib from, I drew it from the previous day's high using the wicks, not the wicks, using the bodies of the candle, and I drew it to this low here. Why this low and not this low? Because this is the low that was the current low of the day before any of this price action happened. So right when we got this move and we started to retrace to the top side, this is where you would have had the fib anchored, because this is that lowest point within that range. It did change after a while, but that wouldn't have mattered when you were looking for this trade to catch. So at 8:30 a.m. we had the London high ran. We also had the 50% of the Asian range hit. We also had a 15-minute for value gap tapped into, and then we also had the fib short 38.20% rejection, along with what else do we have? And I'm going to say 10,900 big figure level. And I'm going to leave that as the confirmations for right now, just considering because there were so many. But things like this are nice to see because you can see how price moved when it did, and how many confirmations were here at this time right before price ended up having this major move at that 8:30. Time and price is very key, because if price comes to a certain area at a specific time, more than likely you're going to see a reaction. Now, even if this reaction isn't long term, it doesn't matter. You just want to be able to catch a reaction in general, because that reaction could be a 1 to 2 or 1 to 3, depending on what you're risking. What you're risking is really going to matter. If you could tell where price is likely to have movement from, you're going to be able to be a successful trader. Simple as that, at least in the long term. So now we're going to come down here. What happened that made this price important? This is the low that ran these short-term London session lows right here. So we ran London equal lows at 10 a.m. just like that. Was that 10 a.m.? Right here, 10 a.m. Yes, it was. And that's good to know, because also look at where we were in price. 750 mid-figure level. I'm also going to put that right there, because that's where price ended up reacting. Not 12. 10,750. Boom. So we had this 10,750 reaction at 10 a.m. after clearing the previous day's lows and London session equal lows. Just like that. The fuck. All these sessions be fucking me up. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But the previous day's low got ran early London session, which is what led to this consolidation before this major push. But right over here, this is important because this is our low of the day. We got the low of the day at 15:15, which is about 2:15. Is it? No, it's 3:15. So at 3:15 p.m., we got the low of the day. Now, for the most part, there isn't many confirmations for why this was the low of the day, considering just the fact that it ran this low to the left. But if you also look over here, there's not really much information to go off of, so we're just going to consider that it came back down to 750 and created that low of the day. Now, the major swing point in another major area in which is important is going to be this high up here. For one, this is a move that happened at 12:45 after we ran the highs of the Asian session. We didn't tap into this 11,000 area, but we also finished filling this fair value gap that we first tapped into before. We filled the rest of it, cleared that high, and also, if you pull a fib now from the previous day's high to this current low and see if it tapped into a fib now, you can see that levels that we had earlier that weren't originally tapped into, they got tapped into now. And where did I draw the fib from? I drew the fib from that previous day's high to the current day low. Now, even though, like everywhere I drew a fib from this high to this low, and that's where we got this move, but then we came down and pushed higher. So from this high and this low is I got another fib move right in here. So now we're going to annotate. So let me move this over more just so you don't get them confused. We're going to annotate that. So right here at 12:45 p.m., we had the 15-minute for value gap filled. We didn't get tapped into, we filled it, along with the fib short, along with Asian range high getting cleared, along with I think for the most part that's going to be it for those confirmations. Yeah, that's going to be it for that. So we had this 12:45 p.m. move that filled in the 15-minute fair value gap. We also had the fib short 70.50% retracement after we cleared the Asian session high, and that led to price dropping exponentially. And this isn't a small drop, guys. This is about a 232 point move, and if you're risking about 35-40 points, you could definitely make a lot of money on moves like this. So for the most part, today was another bearish New York reversal, just like yesterday. We're continuing this bearish environment. So with that being said, that's it for today's video. Hopefully this daily range case study was helpful, and hopefully it did give you a little bit of an insight to how I personally trade or how I personally view the market. You gotta watch these daily case studies, or at least do them yourself on a daily basis, for just so you can fully understand your pairs. When you do this every day, you're only going to get better, you're only going to build confidence, and you're only going to build experience looking at these pairs, looking at these different setups that happen on a weekly, monthly, and yearly basis. So with that being said, I appreciate everyone for watching this video. If it was helpful in any way, shape, or form, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And if you're watching this early on 12/10 Wednesday, October 12th, I'm going to be actually going live after these videos are done uploading and editing. So with that being said, hopefully I see you in the live trading session. Let's have a good day. Let's have a productive week, and I'll see you all soon.